All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, welcome again. See, look, it's only 7:03 today. Looks like we getting better. We getting better. We still on CP time, but anyway,
Around a little seven-ish, a little seven-ish. Okay, seven-ish. It's a little
that's
thing.
that's it. That's right. That's right. We are
Your mama said
your
she was on
lovely.
her way. She'd be there in a little bit.
That's right.
What a little bit meant.
I know a little bit in a minute,
After a
but
while meant,
after a while, you
and
ain't never
later
lying.
on, girl.
As the young people say, I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm not
Okay, I'm
gonna
not
hold
gonna
you.
hold you. Yeah, they ain't ready. They ain't ready. I be trying to keep up with the lingo. Anyway, it's our lovely Tuesday night show at 7 p.m., 7-ish. We are your lovely hosts, Miss Leneva Head, and I am Rhonda House, and we are your travel ambassadors, tripping on travel.
Tripping.
And so tonight we want to talk about, we had a couple of two, three things we want to go over. We want to go over the importance of getting your real ID, where you can travel without a passport as a U.S. citizen, and why it is important to follow the directions of your travel agent. All right, Miss Leneva, you want to kick it off? You want to go first? Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. First of all, let me just
Amen and
say
amen.
cheers. Amen and amen and cheers.
Amen. The weed cup is here. The weed cup is here. Okay,
The
go ahead.
wine glass is also here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, cheers up to that. Don't forget to if you wind up with us, let us know what's in your cup.
That's
So
right.
listen. I have had a bunch of people talking to me about wanting to go somewhere. I want to go here, want to go there. I don't have my passport. What am I gonna do? Where can I go? I want to go to the beach, but they don't want to go to Florida. Hawaii, they say, is too expensive. And so, what do? What can you do? Well, these are the places that you can go without a passport because they're U.S. territories. So, if you didn't already know, they are Puerto Rico, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, particularly San Juan, St. Croix, and St. John.
St. Thomas.
Thomas, excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who is John? Where is John?
He's already been drinking that wine. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all just don't know. Go ahead.
Cheers, y'all. Cheers. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you
Amen.
for that. The Northern Mariana Islands, and then of course a closed loop cruise. What does closed loop mean? It means you started in the United States and you ended in the United States. So if you came out of Orlando, Port Canaveral, if you came out of Miami or Galveston, Texas, or any of the ports that start in the United States and your cruise ends in the United States, then you don't have to have your passport. I do kind of still recommend it though, because you never know if you might get stranded abroad.
Yes.
Heaven forbid. But definitely wanted to share those with you. Those are some great places that you can go. Beautiful water, beautiful beaches, lots of things to do. They got turtles.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they have turtles.
They have turtles. Yes, most definitely. In some spots though, depending on where that cruise ship is going to dock at, without your passport, some of you may not be able to get off the ship in those ports. That's up to those individual countries where those ports are at, whether or not they will let you off get off the ship without your passport. So just keep that in mind. Check your itinerary before you head out, because some ports you may not be able to get off the ship because you do not have a passport.
Right. And so the other little in the news, the real ID.
Yes.
What you know about that?
With the real ID, you're going to need the real ID. And let me tell you, me and my husband, we got ours. I want to say it's probably been 3, when we were supposed to get it in COVID.
Yes.
And then delayed it for COVID. We got
Mhm.
ours right as we came out of COVID. So probably like 21. We got ours, and it's just, make sure you take the documents that's on that page, that's on that paper, like to prove your residence, you know, to prove where you live, your identity and everything. And you got to have that by what date?
May the 7th is the deadline, folks. May the 7th. And let me tell you, you will not be getting on the airplane.
Mm-mm.
You will not be entering any federal building. Your only saving grace on the airplane is your passport as your identification.
Right.
So we're talking about where you can go without a passport, no passport and no real ID. You might have to do a road trip, folks, because
Right.
it's gonna be your only option.
You definitely need it. For those of you, I'm talking about our Tennessee people, because we're both based in Tennessee.
Mhm.
If you have the old school license, the white license, you got to have a gold star up in the corner.
Yes.
If you own the new license, them ugly pink licenses, I think it comes with the I think them the
Don't
most
like that
stupidest
one.
looking things. Yeah, but anyway, I think it's built in as part of the new pink license. But for those of us on the old school license, and not my young people on the vertical license, I'm talking about the old school white horizontal license for Tennessee. They're gonna give you another driver's license that's gonna have, and it'll come to you in the mail that'll have that gold star on it. But you need to get it done. And right now, the driver's license locations are taking Saturday appointments because they know that May date is running up on them soon. So I know my mother has made an appointment for a Saturday to get her real ID. So go online and see if you can schedule you an appointment. It'll help save you time. And that way you also have that list of documents that you need to make sure that you take the right documents with you.
Right. And I don't know about the other states or areas, but here we have an express driver's license location. So they don't issue tags and do titles and all these other things. They just only deal with driver's licenses. So they actually get you in and out pretty
Mm-hmm.
quickly. So if you don't know or never heard of the express driver's license location, look it up in your area, see if you guys have one, because you can get in and out. We got in and out like 45 minutes, which is like
Mm-hmm.
pretty good at the DMV.
Yes.
So those paperworks that you need, make sure they match your name. So if your name, if you
Mm-hmm.
got married, right,
Mm-hmm.
and your paperwork says Johnson and another one says Taylor, all the paperwork you take needs to say the name that you plan
Mm-hmm.
to use. So if you've gotten married, take your marriage certificate with you.
Yes.
They're going to want to see it. If you've gotten divorced, take your divorce decree with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to see it. If your
Mm-hmm.
name is not matching, because let's say your current driver's license is Leneva Head, you go with that. And now your married name is Leneva
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, you need to have several things that have
Match.
Leneva Johnson on it. Your light bill, your lease, your bank statement, they'll take that. Your social security card, they say bring it, but then they don't ask to see it. For some
That's
reason,
true.
they just want to know if you know that you have one,
Mm-hmm.
which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, but it's their process. Um, Again, if your name is changed, take proof of name change with you. And you can use your driver's license as ID. You can use your passport as ID. Um, but you really only need a few documents. But crazy enough, the way they put it on the grid list,
Yeah,
it can be very confusing. So
it
I
is.
would say take everything with you. Just take everything with you.
Yep. And the kitchen sink.
What
Take
you
it out.
don't need, you just don't need. Because
Truly.
what you don't want to do is have to come back. So,
Exactly.
but it's a process, but they'll get you done. And then they want to, I don't know about y'all, but they mail them to you.
Yeah, they mail it to
Like
you.
3 or 4 weeks to get your driver's license. They
Mm-hmm.
give you a paper printout,
Yeah.
which the car rental companies don't like.
Right.
They'll take it, but they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So don't wait to the last minute, y'all. Please don't. Especially if you're traveling, you're gonna be traveling after May
Right.
7th or after. Please don't wait to the last minute. Do not
Yeah.
take
Let me
that piece of paper with you.
thank you. Let me reemphasize: you cannot fly. You cannot fly domestically without that driver's without that real ID after May 7th. For the ladies, I took my new Social Security card with both my last names on it and my marriage certificate and everything, and I didn't have any problems. Also for my ladies, this is for the men, but this is really for the ladies. I know. Look, take your husband or you take your husband with you. Y'all book your appointments right behind each other, because when I went up there, you know, I'm not trying to talk about my men. I love y'all. I love y'all, but y'all know y'all not good on paperwork and stuff. So when I went up, when the lady called me up to the desk and Gerald was sitting there, she said, "Is he with you?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Honey, come on, let me."
Because she already knew.
She already knew I had everything. You understand what I'm saying? I had everything. So don't, ladies, they'll work you and your spouse at the same time. And I'm not just saying men and women. I'm saying your spouse.
The
Your
spouse,
spouse.
period.
They will do. They will work your appointments together to get you in and out quickly. So just remember that when you're doing the real ID, but you will need it to be able to fly domestically. Domestically means you're gonna be flying within the 48, within the 50. I think it's the 48
Contiguous.
contiguous. I don't. I mean, you still gonna need it if you're trying to fly to Hawaii and
Alaska.
Alaska, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, listen. Can I just say while we're talking about where you can go without a passport,
Go ahead.
all inclusives. They don't have those in Puerto Rico.
Or
So
St. Croix or St. Thomas. Well, they do. Okay, we'll put it like this: they got one in St. Thomas that y'all wouldn't want to stay at, but I'm just saying.
there is one there though. However, comma. Otherwise, just
Thank you.
know
Yeah.
the United States doesn't have all inclusives. So
Right.
Hawaii, people have asked for that. I want to go to Hawaii. Do they have an all inclusive? No, they do not.
Mm-mm.
They do not. So just be prepared for that. We don't want you to get disappointed, and we want to work within your budget. We want you to be prepared. We don't like surprises. We know we don't want to spring any on you. So listen, but wait a minute. Oh, it's something we need to talk about.
Go ahead.
Following instructions.
Wait a minute. Hold on one second. Let me piggyback on the no all inclusives
Okay, yes, yes.
in the U.S. or U.S. territories. I have been told that it's because when you go to the all inclusives in Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican, wherever your choice is, they do unlimited alcohol, and they can't do that in U.S. territories, is what I've been told. Um, be cognizant of. I know people try their best to not. People don't want to spend the money on a passport. Okay, I understand. Really, I don't, but I'm gonna say I do because I find this is a problem for me. I have so many people with mobility issues, and you want to go to Puerto Rico. It's hilly. And then when you're in old San Juan and places like that, it's cobblestone. Those cobblestones are not level.
Right.
So um, be just pay attention to things like that. If you're looking at going somewhere, you need and you have issues with mobility, whether you use a walker, a cane, you just unsteady on your feet. And when you get to be our age, you break a hip at this age, man, I don't know if that bad boy gonna heal or not. So be cognizant of that. What is it while you're trying to avoid um, the $130 expense to not get a passport that's good for 10 years because you want to go, you just want to go here, you want to go there. That's fine, but just be aware that it's not going to be that same experience. I know I get a lot of calls for people that want to do a girls trip to San Juan, to Puerto Rico. Okay, cool. And then they'd be like, "But where are we going to eat at?" I don't know. I mean, it's going to be with wherever you're going within walking distance or whatever. We can put you at hotels that they'll have of course, the restaurant within the hotel, and we try to put you in an area that may have other restaurants that you'll be able to frequent. But just know that a lot of that's going to be up to you. We can do our best to give you an itinerary with some spots on it, but again, it's up to you, because and you just need to be cognizant of the terrain and different stuff that you're going to be doing when you're talking about following instructions. Don't even get me started. I'm not even going there today. Go ahead. I'm not going there.
So, well, well,
Ah,
yeah, we will, we shall,
we shall.
we shall, because it's important. So we have trips and we have tips on Tuesday.
Yes, true.
Well, we're not gonna steer you wrong, so we're gonna shoot you straight. So
Hmm.
here it is. You ever took your time to tell somebody to do something that you knew was the right thing to tell them to do? They kind of knew it was the right thing to do too, and they didn't do it.
Right.
Okay, well, that happens in travel too.
Exactly.
And if you ask me something as the professional,
Hmm.
and I tell you something as the professional,
Hmm.
I need you to know that I know what I'm talking about.
Amen. Say it louder for the people in the back. Don't even
I
get me
need
started.
you to know that I know what I'm talking about. Cause listen, I know you got a story. I want to hear your story because they need to hear your story too. They need to hear your story too.
Yes, they do. I know
Listen,
it's hard to know which way we're pointing.
it's this
Yeah,
way.
the exact opposite. Yes,
It's opposite. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. But watch
that's it. We're getting dangerous.
man, they don't know. Y'all don't know what we've been through. But
Thank you.
look, I had a client. They wanted to go to Cancun. It's flying to Cancun in January.
Mm.
What season is it in January, folks? They just anybody just jump out and say.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Which
Winter. Yes.
winter? Yes, yes, winter. Winter. So
Yes.
I tell you, I'm taking your flight through Detroit to get there.
For a reason.
And you, because Cancun is that way and Detroit is that way.
Hmm.
So you want to go the logical order. We want to go through Atlanta. It's warm there. Why you want to go through Atlanta? Well, we just like Atlanta. It's warm there. You know what else it is in Atlanta? Winter.
Hmm.
It's gonna be winter in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. But let's face it, if I had to go to Detroit in the winter on an airplane or Atlanta, I'm going through Detroit. Why? Because Detroit knows winter.
Hmm.
They professionals at it. It's like
Yes.
Omaha, Nebraska, baby. It snowed and it might as well have just rained.
Right.
Guess what happened? They insisted,
Hmm.
and it's their money. It's your money. So if you insist, I'm gonna give you what you want. So I gave them what they wanted. Atlanta. Would you dare to guess what happened, ma'am?
I bet it snowed in Atlanta.
It snowed in Atlanta
Hmm.
and in Detroit. And they canceled them Delta flights coming out of Cancun. So, baby, they were stranded in Cancun
Hmm.
at the airport because they didn't cancel the flight till they got to the airport.
Oh,
Ain't that how it goes?
that's right. That's right.
So, they were stranded. They ended up having to spend the night, caught a flight out next day. Guess where they went through to get back home?
Detroit.
Detroit.
Hmm.
Moral of the story, when I say it, trust that I know what I'm talking about.
Amen.
Because it took them 2 days to get 2 days, 2 days to get
Hmm.
home.
Hmm.
And it was stressful. And
Yeah.
my job, our job, is to set you up with where you want to go, amazing trip, stress free as possible. There are some things we have no control over, like weather. But because we know the different airports and how things move, Detroit was the logical
Hmm.
airport to go through in January. And
Hmm.
they ended up going through it anyway.
Right.
Um, Lesson learned, they don't question me anymore. But for all the people in the back,
Yes. Listen,
help us when we say, because we know what we're talking about. Something happened to you too, didn't it?
man, I have so many. Listen, when we, as if you come to a travel professional such as Leneva and myself, we want you to have the best experience because we need reviews. We need those 5-star reviews. We want you to be happy. There's no malice in this, and believe me, a lot of times we choose the route that may have lesser commission in it. Listen, every piece of travel already has commission built in it. So if you're going to an online travel agency, you're doing your Expedia, your Travelocity, your whatever, there's already commission built into that. You're just giving that commission to that online travel agency
Mm-hmm.
instead of supporting a local small business, such as your local travel, your travel ambassador, such as Leneva and I. But also, when we tell you something, it's because you may travel once a year, right? You may do one good trip, one big trip a year, right? Because a lot of people save up, or it's every other year that you saved up. But we have people traveling every day. We
Right.
have people traveling, or we're traveling ourselves. So, like, one of my pet peeves is if you want to fly and you telling me you've done some of your research, which we greatly appreciate. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, this flight got me. And then you ask me, why am I taking you from Nashville to Houston instead of to Charlotte to the Caribbean? Because I can bet you money before you even tell me that layover in Charlotte is only 45 minutes and there is no possible way you're going to make it because they're going to put you out. Number one, you're going to be late leaving Nashville. You're going to be late leaving Nashville, especially if you're on American. I bet you money. You're going to be late. And even if you leave on time and you make it to Charlotte and and by the time that plane gets to the gate, if the gate is clear, if there's not another plane already blocking that gate, so even if you make it on time and they put you out at they're gonna put you out at Concourse A, and your connecting flight is at D. And if y'all have never been through Charlotte's airport, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. So when we don't put, I know in your mind, oh, that's plenty of time. I don't want to hang out in the airport. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. That's not what this is all about. Believe me, a lot of times when we have customers who are traveling, we're traveling ourselves. We can't help you. You're calling us and we may be in another country, or we may be on another flight, or we may be somewhere because of something that's going on. That's the reason why we tell you, we advise you when we give you quotes, it may not be what you think it's going to be. That's fine. But this, we're telling you the best way. If I tell you the best day for you to travel, if you give me a week, right? And you say you want a 4 or 5 day trip, and I tell you it's best for you to fly on a Sunday and come back on this day, or I tell you it's best to fly on this day and come back on that day, it's because I've already looked at all the flights. If you tell me you won't fly this airline, that airline, and that airline, cool. We've already taken those out. I have no problem with that. But then of the ones that are left, I'm trying to put you on a nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Because the likelihood of you getting delayed comes when you have a layover. And then if you miss the connecting flight, what you gonna do? You see, I mean, we just try to give you the best way. I book trips just like if it was me taking the trip.
Yeah.
So y'all just need to listen to your travel advisor. And for God's sake, do not spend $3,000-$4,000 on a trip, and then you don't want to pay another $108 for travel insurance. And then somebody gets sick, something happens, and then you feel like it's personal. Well, I mean, I didn't know I was going to get sick. That's what you have insurance for. Just like you have car insurance. When you left the house today, you didn't think you was going to have a car accident, but you did.
But you did.
Somebody hit you, especially if you're in Nashville. Probably somebody hit a pothole and then hit you. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. You gonna miss that connecting flight. Another thing about that connecting flight, besides the fact that your luggage is gonna be in Florida, but you still in Charlotte.
You ain't never lied.
Besides that, another thing is, for me, and Rhonda too, is I don't book anything that's less than like an hour and a half layover. I just don't. I just don't. And realize that flights start boarding 30 minutes before they're scheduled for takeoff. Mm-hmm. So if your layover is 45 minutes, and she's right, Charlotte is 45 minutes. If your layover is 45 minutes, the time it took you to start walking, they already boarded your flight.
What you said.
But when they shut that door is closed. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to open it for you or nobody else. Mm-hmm. So take your time. You're supposed to be on vacation holiday. What is going on? What's your hurry?
That's right. That's Seriously. Right. And do some of your own homework ahead of time. I love y'all. I do. This is the one that bothers me the most. We want to go to Jamaica. Okay, cool. Where are you talking about? Where you want to stay at? Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know either. I mean, we're talking about a country, not a city. This is a country. What is that you want? I always advise my clients to go on TripAdvisor, look around, do a search for resorts that have the amenities that you need. If you're traveling with kids and you want a water park, then specifically search for properties that have a water park. Okay. If you want adults only, then make sure you're searching for something that's adults only. Look and see if you're going to be flying into Montego Bay, you may not want to go to the Grill.
Right.
That's up to you. I mean, it's a 45-minute ride. That's up to you. But you need to narrow it down. We're always happy as travel advisors. We're always happy to give you a quote on a property or two, but we're not going to do, there's 1,000 properties in a given country. I get that all the time for Mexico. Well, I just, where you go to Cancun all the time. Mm-hmm, and I have my favorites that I do repeat, but I try new stuff all the time. When I book somebody and they say what a wonderful time they had, oh honey, I put that on my list. And then I try it out myself. So just help us to help you.
And it does matter.
Yes, narrow it down.
Yeah, because I was asked to go somewhere where you want to stay. So I'm adventurous. I'm going to try all kind of different places. I love hotels, and I love trying the new ones, the big ones, the small ones, the boutique ones, but they have to be at least 4 stars.
4 stars. Mm-hmm.
For me. Mm-hmm. That's just for me. But I found this cute one. It was eclectic. It was cool. It had great reviews, thousands of great reviews. So this is where we're going to go. Who is that? I ain't never heard of them. Well, I know, but I don't want to go there because I ain't never heard of them. Well, you had never heard of this other one we stayed at either before we stayed at it.
Exactly.
And you loved it. So, where you don't trust me today? Mm-hmm. So, if you one of them type of people, give me something to go with. Right. Give me some direction and guidance on what you like and what you don't like. If you need big box brands all the time, say that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And be okay when we come back with those numbers.
Woo. And people act like they why would she just gave me that price because she want me to spend that money. No. You and this is one I get a lot, and I'm not I'm not bougie, The difference is I'm a travel professional, so I make commission when I do my own travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I like a certain level. Um, I like 4 and 5 star properties, and I will pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different mentality. So when you come to us and you say, "Yeah, I want to do like what you did," or I saw you saw our pictures or whatever, it's not mind blowing for me because I'm in the profession. We're always welcome. Me and Leneva both. We will. Hey, if y'all want to come work with us, we will hook you up. All you gotta do is reach out, let us know, and we'll show you how we do it.
Yes.
Because we do it. I mean, I should have been in Mexico like 4 more times this year already. I don't know. I'm slacking in my Mac, and I got to get out of here. But yes, if y'all want to, come on.
It was a cruise right now. I'm supposed to be on for the sorority, for the for the sorors. It's a regional conference of some sort. It started today, I believe, and I was like, I just got back. I just got
Yeah,
back.
thank
But
you,
but yeah, I'm slacking too because I should have been on that boat too.
thank you, thank
Speaking of
you.
which, I got my last little travel tip,
Okay.
and this is a do as I say, not as I do moment.
Yes.
Remember the last show we had? I told you my infraction.
Hmm.
I have another one to admit to.
Okay.
Listen, this is what you don't do. You don't go on a cruise or any other trip where you're going to be in the sun for long periods of time without your sunblock.
Yes.
Now, I know we melanin popping. We got it going on, big time, big stepping. Some people have more melanin than others,
Hmm.
and you still need it
Yes, you do.
because my friend that was with me too came back with the same ashy. Baby, when I tell you we ashy,
Woo!
a person my complexion and ashy, that's a whole different sight.
Yes,
But
it is.
I mean, beating back the lotion, the shea butter, all the butters, none of them work
Everything.
because it wasn't ash.
Hmm.
It's my skin is peeling. Our skin is peeling
Right.
because we got sunburn. I forgot my sunblock and my Dramamine actually, but
Yeah.
somebody had my back on the Dramamine. Nobody had no spare sunblock, so I got an amazing tan though. I know it don't look like it, but I'm a little darker than I was 2 months ago.
Oh, I know that's right.
But
Definitely.
please, please, please do as I say, not as I do. No matter how much melanin popping, stopping, dropping you got, queens and kings, put on your sunblock.
Put on your
I
sun.
say that with
Yeah.
all authority. Listen,
Exactly. Exactly. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. That'll wrap it up for this session of Tripping on Travel. Again, we're reminding you to get your real ID by May the 7th.
yes.
Um, where you can travel without a passport. Go on and get the passport and have the real ID. Because that way you won't be mistaken for not being a citizen. Coming back and going back and forth. I don't, that's all I'm gonna say on that. And listen to your advisor. Give us a holler if you want to. You want to try it out, take it for a spin. We'll show you how to do it. So for those of you, if you're that person who always does the family reunion, you're the
Mhm.
person at church who always puts together the singles ministry trip or whatever. Quit doing that stuff for free. Give us a call. We'd be glad to help you. And remember our Labor Day trip, mylabordaytrip.com. We would love for you to come out with us. We are going to the Breathless Soul Cancun. Again, that's mylabordaytrip.com. We will we will catch y'all back again. When we back Thursday?
We back on Thursday at 7-ish with
Yes,
more to talk about with y'all. And we want you to come on the cruise on the trip with us.
yes.
We need your passport. You're gonna need
Amen.
it to go to Cancun. And I'm calling you out for the spade game, dominoes, and some Connect 4.
And the
Yeah.
Uno. And the Uno, yes.
So what is it? Uno. One.
Infinity in
It,
yeah, infinite Uno, yeah, somebody gonna get cut. I know somebody gonna
I
get cut,
can't
but
call
it's
you
all
out
right.
on that because I
Thank
ain't
you.
mastered that one yet. But I take you down in the game of spades, baby. I run a Boston on you. Don't play, don't play.
That is it. That is it. Well, we will catch y'all next week on the down slope. Again,
Not
this has
next
been
week, Thursday.
Thursday. Yes, I forget what day it is. Okay, I'm sorry because I'm not on the beach. I can't keep up with what day it is. Anywho, that is Laniva Head, travelwitheve.com, and Rhonda House, travelwithrhonda.com. Peace out. We'll catch y'all on Thursday.
Tripping on travel. See you Thursday, 7 ish.
Yes, that's right.